Why the government's treaty is not a real treaty. The Victorian government says they are giving us a treaty. But let's make this crystal clear. A real treaty cannot be written by one side. A treaty, by definition, is an agreement between two sovereign nations. One side can't write it, pass it through its own parliament, and then call it a treaty. That's not an agreement. That's legislation. And that's exactly what Victoria's doing. They introduced the treaty bill in Parliament in September 2025. The bill creates a body called Gelung Whorl. But here's the truth, in their own words. No veto power. Their fact sheet literally says, Gelung Whorl will have no powers to veto policy or legislation. That means Parliament can pass any law it likes, even against mob's interests. And this body can't stop it. Must follow state and commonwealth law. The bill says any treaty rules must not be contrary to existing state or commonwealth legislation. That means if mob decisions clash with Crown laws always win. No constitutional change. Their fact sheet confirms this treaty does not change the Constitution. That means Parliament still holds all the power forever, subject to parliamentary sovereignty. Their own words, Gelung Whorl is subject to parliamentary sovereignty, which means it only exists under Parliament's control. So why is this wrong? Because it pretends to be a treaty, but it keeps Parliament in charge of everything. It looks like recognition, but it delivers no real power. And here's the key point. Mob never ceded sovereignty. We never signed it away. The High Court in Mabo admitted Terra Nullius was a lie. That means sovereignty is still with the First Peoples. By definition, a real treaty has to be negotiated nation to nation on equal footing, not created by the very Parliament that benefits from our dispossession. International law backs this. The United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Article 32, says governments must get free, prior, and informed consent before making decisions on indigenous lands. Consent means the power to say yes or no. This bill removes that by design. So what's the right way? A real treaty has to come from mob. We draft our own framework. We sit as equals. If government wants a treaty, they come to our table, not the other way around. The government's version is not a treaty. It's Parliament writing rules for us and calling it progress. That's why it's wrong. That's why it's dangerous. And that's why we must not be tricked into thinking recognition equals sovereignty. Recognition is their trick. Sovereignty is the truth. Always was, always will be.